What's up, dreamers? Welcome to another episode of Helpful Dreams. Today we're going to be covering the 9 principles of enlightenment and success from Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty is a vlogger and motivational speaker from the United Kingdom with roots in India. He is a globally known face who rose to fame and popularity with his extremely knowledgeable vlogs and huff posts. He is widely known as the urban monk and has a huge following between social media sites. He is also a host and a writer and has touched the hearts of millions of people. His first belief on the path to enlightenment and success is not to push yourself too far too fast. He believes that especially if you're kind of floating aimlessly and not sure where you want to go with your life, that it's important to push yourself out of your comfort zone to try new things. And then he stresses that when we are trying new things, we have to have patience with ourselves. If our goal is to become a professional race car driver, we're not going to jump into a car and race the Indy 500 right away. We're going to start by looking into the topic and taking small steps to get better and better until we're to that point. A lot of people avoid jumping into new endeavors that would push them further in life because they think that everything has to be perfect right away and that the career that they choose has to be the one that they stay with forever. But it's important to just try new things because you never know what you'll find. You might find a new interest or a new career path that you never have thought of before, really. Or you could try out something that you truly desire and find out that it's really not what you want. It goes both ways. And so it's important to try new things, especially if you're in a stagnant mode of kind of not knowing where you want to go. Just pick something to start and start there and be patient with your learning. He also believes in the art of slowing down, and this may seem counterintuitive when pursuing success, but it's important that we take a step back and look at the bigger picture. And slowing down can also stimulate more creativity. It's during times of rest and reflection that we begin to put together the pieces and look at things more objectively from an outside view where we can see the whole picture and put it together. If we don't take time to intentionally slow ourselves down periodically for rest and reflection, then our body will begin to do this for us in the form of anxiety and also lower levels of energy. And so slowing down is actually a great technique for regulating our energy levels and being able to control the times where we can feel inspired and motivated. And so it's super important to take a step back, look at your life, and know when to rest. He also believes that in order to stop procrastination, we must first ponder on why the procrastination is happening. A lot of the time when procrastinating, we'll feel a lack of energy and motivation to do a task, but this could be caused by us not having the proper structure in place to complete the next task. And when the structure of the next task is unknown, it's hard to start the task because we don't have it mapped out and we don't have a list of things to do, so we can't see it on an objective by objective basis, and rather it keeps us from jumping into completing the objectives because we don't know. And so it could be that you're procrastinating because you're lacking structure of the thing that you're wanting to complete next. If you find an objective or a task that you're procrastinating on and not getting done, maybe take a step back and map out the small little baby steps that it would take to get that task done. And once you have a map, you become more confident in your ability to see it through, and that can put an end to procrastination. He also believes in focusing on the process rather than the end result. What this means is instead of putting a hefty goal on yourself to lose a certain amount of pounds, you ask yourself, how can you be a healthier person in the now? How can you be a healthier person now? And if you're constantly in the present moment thinking of how you can be a healthier person, the result comes along with it. It's all about learning to cherish the process and obsess over the process rather than the end result, because sometimes we can be going along our weight loss journey and feel underwhelmed that we're not hitting our weight goal fast enough, and this can lead to us falling off and it can lead to us failing on reaching that goal. But if we focus constantly on being inside of the process and becoming a healthy person in every moment, then we'll make the proper decisions more frequently that will lead us to our desired result. He also believes that it's important to identify the motivations behind our decisions. And so we might be making not so good decisions for ourselves, such as, gambling or smoking and things like that. But we have to realize maybe we're acting out of a different reason than we actually think. You may on the surface think that, oh, I'm going to gamble at the casino to try and make money because I need money right now. However, the underlying motivation may be that you're in emotional pain and you're trying to search for any dopamine to put ease to that pain. It's important to understand when you're going about wanting to change your life and implement change, what truly motivates you. What's the actual reason behind your actions? Because the real reason behind your actions can be something different than what you see on the surface. He believes that we should also release our expectations of others. So many people go through their life worrying about the fact that their parents maybe never said that they were proud of them, and they're waiting for that moment in time that might not ever happen, and this can slow our pace to success. We need to learn to accept apologies that haven't happened. We have to understand that everybody is going through struggles, and one thing that ties us all together is our suffering, and people's actions consistently come from their ability to deal with their own suffering. That's how I've found it's easier to forgive people and find closure, even if a person hasn't apologized or acknowledged what they've done to you, is if you can step outside of your shoes and understand that everyone's actions are stemming from some type of suffering. He also believes that we should break free of our social media addictions. Now more than ever, people are consuming information faster than ever, and we're exposed to every type of emotion under the sun. One minute we could be looking at a friendly cat video on our social media feed, and then the next we could be mourning someone who passed away. We need to learn to reduce our exposure to these platforms in order to emotionally regulate on a regular basis, or else we'll be caught up and consistently caught up in the winds of emotion, and we'll lack the focus to actually get things done. It's really important to be conscious of that, because you can go hours surfing social media and be sucked into it, and you wonder why you're exhausted at the end. It's because you've gone through an emotional roller coaster constantly that you don't have control over what is going to be shown to you next. And it's really important that we monitor our emotional diet, our mental diet, and start to guard our minds, because there's so much negativity and stress-inducing information out there that it can put you in a horrible state of stress and anxiety. It's time to take control of your emotions and be proactive about monitoring the information that comes into your mind. He also believes we must release and free ourselves from the fear of judgment. Now more than ever, it's important to stand out from the crowd in order to become successful. And we don't have the level of predictability that past generations had, where they would go to a job and work there their whole life and retire. We now have to stand out and take the reins and control the direction of our lives. And this involves striving to stand out from the crowd and be different, or else you'll fall in and blend in with the masses. And the first thing that's going to happen to you when you begin to stand out is you're going to get friction, you're going to get pushback. And that's just a natural reaction of the masses when somebody's trying to stand out. We must learn to push through that. And you can look around at all the creative minds who have jumped out of the mix, and it all took a level of them not taking to heart what other people thought about them in order to be comfortable in their own skin and to continue on the path that they were meant to walk. He also believes on embracing an experimental mindset when it comes to personal growth. We must avoid being stagnant and staying still at all costs, and we must work to try new things. That's how you truly find out what's going to work best for your life. It's also how you can reflect on things that maybe didn't work out and change them in the future. And nowadays it's easy to have access to information that allows us to adopt certain thinking habits, try them out for a period of time to see how they fit and how they feel with us. One of the habits I just picked up is just eating an apple a day. I know I've been told this my whole life, but I've never really adopted that as a habit. Even small habits as simple as eating an apple a day or a healthy snack per day can start to build your confidence in yourself and make you feel better that you're doing something good for yourself. And it's the small things that all add up to make the bigger picture. We do that by implementing small changes, doing them repetitively, and seeing if they work out in our life and paying attention to how they make us feel. That way we know if we're down on a certain day, we can rely on just sticking to the routines that make us feel good in order to stay on track and maintain a positive energy level. That concludes our time for today. I wish the best for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for coming by the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.